All right. Well, here we go. We're going to continue on the budgeting. We're going to finally get to this new transaction, new item UI. And yeah, we'll pick up from where we left off last time. So let's get things opened up here. So clean up this here a bit. Nice UI. I'll actually copy this. Like, yeah, that's sort of going to sleep. Rest of stuff. So there's of course there's a form on this. Before I get the form, I want to update turbo screens or turbo frames with hot wire. Set this up so frame tag, and we'll go. Let me just wrap the whole thing in a form. And this will be goes to. Button. hover over these. Then I'm gonna go link to. That doesn't work. I think that maybe only works. Actually, no, that probably was one. The reason it wasn't showing that was if it is happening. Probably would help if I had my mic near me today. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, so I guess I've been talking into nothing this whole time. Probably haven't heard much of anything here. Anyway, so where are we at here? Okay, so we're going direction in, direction out, new direction classes. That was working, and we need to also set the field. We'll have a hidden field. We'll go form.hidden field direction, and this will just take a value of params direction. We'll make sure this is working here. So we'll refresh, inspect, look at our form field. All right, so we have item direction. There's no value set at the moment. If I click on that, we should get a value in there. Yeah, and there we go. If we change it, we have out. Okay, so that's working. And again, this is all like, it's not a full page reload. We're just reloading the frame that it's in, because we're using turbo frames here. All right, so let's get it working, and then we'll make it look nice once it's working here. So, based on the direction, we want to render some different fields. So I'm gonna go back to that other form field new item new template. Go G1 here. Okay, and then regardless of its in or out, we will show the name. And then after the name, we'll have our icon. Grab this, put that in there. Looks like I have an extra one of these. Do we have an extra one am I missing here? I think I have. Let's undo this here. Let's go back. We were good. Let's make sure we're good here. Good there. So I add in opening div. Close it. Okay, it's better. And then after icon, what did we have? We had direction, but we don't need that anymore. And then the amount. So we'll grab amount. And then we have our dates. So this is where we'll also want some different dynamic fields here. You might do, let's go categories next. Then we'll do our date. Now, I don't think I want the rest of these to show until we have a direction displayed. So let's go like this. Let's go if params direction present. All right, so it doesn't show unless we have a selection here. That's what I want. And then I want a different picker. So let's work on this picker here. How do I want to do this? So I might use turbo frames for this again, I think. Also use JavaScript. I'm gonna go to my old project and see how I did it there. Item new. Okay, so we're using JavaScript for that. Can we do it without using JavaScript? I'd like to try and see if we can do this with frames. Let's give it a shot. So basically what I think what we need to do is so I'm gonna go like this, delete this, make this a PG white, rounded, XL, shadow, that, and then let's go over to our item helper again. Oops, helper, go icon options, each do icon. Then we'll go div class something. Stick our icon right in here. see if that works. All right, we're getting a list of the icons, so that's good. Then let's go grid calls like 20 or something like that. Tailwind might not let us do 20. So 10 is our, oh, no, we got 12. Yeah, 12 is our max. Let's try 12. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing as above, but we'll go new item path. We'll include our direction, params, direction, so that retained, and then we'll go icon. Now I don't know if this is going to work because this is an emoji. Will it let us do that? So let's do the same thing we did here. And we'll go icon. Okay, so that is not working. So we might have to use JavaScript for this. Oh, I guess I didn't add this in here. Let's probably should do that. So let's go new icon button. So new icon classes. Then our icon would be icon. Then our params icon again here. Yeah, it's not liking that. I mean, that makes sense. You can't have an emoji in the in the URL. So another way you could do it was you could name the emojis. Now, At that point, is it just better to use JavaScript? Probably. Part of me just wants to use turbo frames for this though. So what I could do is I could have a hash with the key being the name of the icon. I just name each icon, which means I'd have to go through and name all these icons. Let's give it a shot. Call it icon mapping. Now, I would by no means say this is probably the best way to do this. It's just a way. And let's see if it works. So we're gonna go money bag. Cash bills. Oh, you know what? I was using the wrong thing there. I wonder if that would have worked. I don't think it would have. Let's just go with this anyway here. Okay, so I'm seeing that in the bottom there that the link is showing the icon. So what do I need to change here to get this to work? So we need to go to our new icon classes. Param icon should be okay. So if I click on this, it should have tooth. VG is getting set to white. So we're passing in the icon. Name is icon key. Param icon. And let's do this, see what's going on here. So when I click on it, we're not getting parameter passed in here. So params icon. So we're not getting that in the parameters. So I see that the link is setting to icon equals to the correct thing here. But not picking that up here. So what is going on with that? Let's debugger. So we see our icon there in the params. So continue through. Oh, come on. Deleted that debugger. You know, I'm gonna need to do this anyway, so let's do this. Go form, hidden, field, icon, value, params, icon. Should give us a better idea of what's going on here. So we're not setting a value there. Let's just plug this in up here. Let's go baby. So we're not getting that still. No, I need to go icon. Icon equals. And now we get that. Okay. So we should be expecting to see the param icon being set to baby. It could very well be a mismatch between string versus symbol comparison. So let's go to string. There we go. Okay. And now we can switch between them. Alrighty. Now, looks like crap right now, but get this working and then clean it up. I mean, so that's pretty cool that we can do this without having to actually do any dynamic JavaScript fields here. I mean, I like that. Alright, so that actually does it for our icons. I just want to double check to make sure that our hidden field is actually populating here with the correct value. Yeah, there we go. We got the value right there. So it's setting based on what we click here. So that's good. Actually, I think what we want there is not the... We actually want the mapping. So we'll go... Or like the actual emoji, because that's going to submit it. And we don't have to do this mapping every time we want to render it. So we'll go icon mapping. Oh, like this. Now let's double check that again here. Love it if it didn't close that every time. I'm gonna move this. to convert it back to a symbol. Click on that. Should now be a steak emoji. There we go. All right. Directions would be the next thing. Not directions, dates. So this is where recurring dates are going to come into play. So we'll have to select, is this recurring or not recurring? So let's do the same thing as up here. Okay. All right, so that's setting our recurring value. And then we'll have some more fields that we need to dynamically create here. So if it is not recurring, then all we need is our date fields. So I think there'd be a fair amount of refactoring I'll probably want to do here, because I mean this is kind of becoming a bit of a just a bit of a mess. I don't like, I'm gonna add some logic here to where we're going to go if params direction is in, well actually go unless, actually we'll go if, and we'll change this to out. So refresh this, we got a due date here. If we go out, now we're probably losing a lot of stuff here as well when we click on out. Okay, let's just see what happens when we do a new from scratch. If we go out, icon is trying to show, but it's no icon there yet, so we need to handle that when there's no icon. Where are icons? Right here. Nope. Actually, this is incorrect here altogether. Maybe not. Where's our error? Line 47. Okay. So out, we get our due date and our payment date. In, we lose it. It's good. I mean, I really like the fact that I don't have to write any JavaScript for that. I think what I'm not liking is just how my helper file is getting a little out of hand here. I probably want to break this up into like a new item helper and keep these things separate. But I mean, we can refactor these type of things. So in, out changes those fields based on that. Got our icon selections working. Amount is right there. Now recurring versus not recurring. So in not recurring, we would just show the due date. Now on a recurring, we'd probably want a first occurrence. Or maybe not even first occurrence. Well, we want a first occurrence to select a date, but then also like, what is the recurrent pattern? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? What it like? And so and then you also have to handle situations for, because there's going to be bills that are paid last day of the month, or like say it's the, you pay your bill on the 31st, but number of months don't have 31 days, so then that has to bump up to the 28th. So I need to handle those situations as well. So like on a monthly recurring item, are there any situations where it's just setting the date and having a monthly recurrence? So I think with Rails, if I go, okay, so let's say I go date parse, and I go January 31st, 2025. And then I go date plus 1 month. I think it will know to put it on the last day of February. Let's see. Yes, it does. So like Rails is smart enough, and I have these built-in methods where I don't think I need to really do too much lifting with respect to figuring out what is the last day of the month. Does the 31st? I mean, if someone has a bill that's monthly and it's on the 31st, well, it will just default to being the last day of the month, and then Rails, by using this here, it will handle that all for me. So that's good. Yeah, I think that's actually kind of straightforward. All we just need is our recurring frequency, and then our first occurrence date. So you know what? I'm going to go like this, because we do need a payment date, but how did we set that up in the controller? So we're handling that right there. So we're actually so we have it as a selection of how many days before. So what we can do is we can go, because we're not actually submitting the payment date field, we're submitting the paid days before field. And if it's an income, we'll just assume that it's always paid on that same day. I think that's a fair assumption. It'll pay days before, and we'll just set that value to 0. That way it's always on that date. And honestly, it probably shouldn't even be called due date. It should just be called payment date when it's income. So we'll go payment date. Really, we're passing in the due date, which is fine. No, we have to go like this. We need to go params direction. In which case we'll go payment date, otherwise we'll go due date. Alright, if I go in, just a payment date. Okay. So the next things are to handle our recurring versus not recurring. Probably don't even want to show payment date anything until recurring is set. Recurring present. So if it's not set, we don't see that. And if we do click it, we get it. For some reason though, when I click on recurring, we're defaulting back to in. Just because we have this hard coded here, so we need to go params direction. Params direction. There we go. So we can choose different combinations, and that works. So we're losing that. We want to be able to change this after we select that. So I need to add in parameter up here for our icon so that our recurring value persists. Where is it? Right here. Go recurring params. Recurring. Let's do this. So let's just click up here. Go in. If I click yes and then click an icon, okay, we're still keeping it, so that's good. Out. We lose it. So we should do the same up there as well. So we want to go icon, params, icon, recurring, params, recurring. So if I choose an icon and recurring and then I go out, we're losing it. Do it here. So out, select icon, choose recurring. Should retain that. We do. Good. And back that way as well. We're good. Okay. So for recurring, so for not recurring, all we need is we should be showing, that is correct. Not recurring, out, we want due date and payment date. On in, we only want payment date, so that's good. Let's go here, and now let's say, frequency is what we need if we have recurring to be yes, true. So let's do a button here as well. So we'll have go weekly. Go bi-weekly. And then semi-monthly. Well, you know what? I'm not going to do semi-monthly because then we need 2 different payment dates. That is more complicated. So if someone needs to set up semi-monthly, or yes, semi-monthly, so like say you have a payment on the 1st and then on the 15th of the same month, in that case, just set up monthly, 2 different monthly ones, one for the 1st and then one for the 15th. You achieve the same effect. And then we'll go monthly here. And probably annually as well. For those yearly subscriptions. Okay, good. So we'll just suck that off for the frequency. We don't want the frequency to show unless it is recurring. So we'll go if params recurring is true. Shouldn't see it, and then now we do see it. Okay. And then if I click on this, let's make sure our hidden form is being set with a value, and it is. Change it. It's also okay. Good. I'm not gonna go too much further tonight because there's gonna be a whole bunch of logic that has to be implemented in the controller, not in the controller, but on submit, so that when the controller receives the parameters that we can go and handle the setup of if it is a because I'm not setting up a separate form for recurring ones, so we're using the same form, so it has to essentially differentiate if it is a single item, in which case it just creates it, or if it is an item which should be created as part of a series. And yeah. So we'll also want to have the frequency value persist here. I think what I want to do is set up either another helper or something that just puts in these different params so that I'm not having to spell this out every time. Gets it's too messy, so we can clean that up a lot. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave it at that for tonight, and we'll get back at it to the next stream. We'll have a lot of polishing to do because it doesn't look very nice, but again, we'll get it working, then we'll clean it up. All right, we'll see you next time.